Today I am presenting my topic, algal blooms. Algal blooms, these are the rapid excessive growth of algae in aquatic ecosystem like freshwater, marine waters. These are also known as harmful algal blooms as they cause harmful effects on the organisms, humans and aquatic life. There are two main types of algal blooms based on their toxicity. Uh, they are non-toxic blooms and toxic blooms. Non-toxic blooms, they are not completely uh, what they are not completely harmless, but they are not directly involved in the harmful effects of the aquatic life. Despite their non-toxicity, they also cause water decreased quality of water, and they block the penetration of sunlight by creating the turbidity in the water. Toxic blooms. Some algal species, they also produce toxins. These are released into the water and these cause health impacts on the aquatic organisms. These are majorly impacted in the coastal areas where their staple food is marine oriented, and they will be impacted the most. There are various examples of algal blooms based on their origin. First, freshwater algal blooms. These are seen in the freshwater sources like rivers, lakes, and examples are green algae, chlorophyta. These are bright green in the freshwater bodies, and these produce toxins which cause death of fish and small aquatic organisms. And other example is blue-green algae. Blue-green algae is also known as cyanobacteria. These cause These produce the toxins named cyanotoxins, which can be harmful to animals and the human when they are exposed to. And general impacts of these algal blooms are they cause ecosystem disruption in the aquatic life, and they decrease the quality of water, and they increase the toxins in the water and blocking the origins of aquatic life. Other types of algal blooms are marine water blooms. These are majorly seen in the oceanic areas, and these produce various colors based on the toxins they produce. They are visible in the various colors. Examples are red tides, dinoflagellate blooms. These are the algal blooms which cause red colored algal composition in the marine water. These cause serious health impacts on the people living beside the coastal areas. Harmful algal blooms. These comprise various types of algal blooms. This kills the fish population in the coastal areas and various shellfish poisoning, and this when consumed by the people nearby the coastal areas, this will impact in the food poisoning and various other serious diseases. Brown tides. Brown tides, these are also coastal algal blooms where there is the slim brown color algal blooms present in the ocean water. The general impacts of these types of algal blooms are ecosystem disruption, as it is general to all the types of algal blooms, and the loss of biodiversity of the aquatic life, and human health concerns when they are consumed. Eutrophication. In the eutrophication process, the excess of nutrients and chemicals released by the industries and agricultural field, they enter into the water aquatic life, and when they are entered into the aquatic bodies, the algal blooms utilize the nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and they develop in the huge amount, and these cause blockage of oxygen to the fish and various other aquatic life, and resulting in the death of the population. These cause deterioration of water quality. They cannot be consumed. Their their palatability will be reduced, and the dissolved water, dissolved oxygen in the water bodies will be depleted, and these are sometimes called dead zones due to their uh, high toxicity and the harmful chemicals that they consist of. These are some of the images you can see where the colors represent the algal blooms. Various colors represent the algal blooms of the toxins that produced by the algal blooms represent the different colors in the oceanic aquatic bodies. Harmful algal blooms. Majority of the algal blooms are harmful, and they are associated with production of toxins. Example, dinoflagellate. These are the microscopic algae that produce toxins like red color. See, we saw just as I shown you, and other is cyanobacteria. These cyanobacteria, they they are present in the freshwater and also marine environments. These produce cyanotoxins which affect aquatic life and pose serious health risk to the humans. What causes algal blooms? These are caused by various majorly by human activities where we are less concerned of our environment. The first is nutrient enrichment. As I told you earlier, when the freshwater bodies are present nearby the industries or the fields, the excess fertilizers used in the fields and the various chemicals used in the industries will be directly released into the water bodies where they are enriched with the nutrients, and these are utilized by the algal blooms, and these cause further development of the algal blooms and causing negative impact on the aquatic bodies. The next is warm water temperature. The warm water temperatures support the life of algae, and these are favorable conditions to the promotion of their health, and these extend their growing season and create the environment that supports the growth of algal blooms. And the stagnant water conditions, these can be seen in our everyday life as in our surroundings only when it rains heavily. We see the stagnant water which doesn't flow anywhere, and further in weeks or some few days we see the color accumulation in that water, and further growth of mosquitoes and all. This also supports as the vector for the transformation of the various diseases. And sunlight availability. When there is stagnant water and there is enough availability of sunlight, algae utilizes the sunlight and carry on the photosynthesis and grow further. Algal species and genetics. When the water bodies are cleaned, even though they are cleaned, they are not completely destroyed. In those conditions, the genetics and some species which are, though they are not visible, they are present in the water. When their favorable conditions supports their life growth, they automatically start growing. Algal resting stages. In some water bodies, the algae will not be visible all the time, but whenever there is a favorable condition, they will appear suddenly, and the favorable condition supports their growth and huge contribution to their population. And changes in the water chemistry. This is nothing but the concentration of nitrogen, phosphorus. It increases in the water bodies, which further utilized by the algal blooms and uh, ensuring their growth. Anthropogenic activities. Human activities like deforestation, urban development. This is what industrial development. In the name of development, we release the excess chemicals, and various discharge liquids are released into the freshwater bodies, where the water bodies get destroyed completely by accumulation of heavy chemicals. The general impacts of algal blooms are they impact ecologically, economically, and human health impacts. The economical impacts are they altered the ecological impacts are they exploit the water bodies, they increase the pollution, bioremediation. For pollution control, there are various technologies where algae are utilized for the digestion of various chemicals and absorb and accumulate heavy metals and pollutants from the water. Hence, they are used in the bioremediation purpose to help and clean up the contaminated water. Though there are potential benefits, but these are not long term, these are very short lived. So, this need monitoring and continuous observation to utilize these benefits. How to manage and mitigate this problem? Harmful algal blooms, they affect they cause serious impacts on the health of the aquatic bodies and also human life. Hence, there is a need of mitigation and management of these algal blooms. Various methods of management are nutrient management. When the industries are releasing water from the industries to the freshwater bodies, we have to make sure that it is treated well so that the nutrients will not accumulate in the freshwater bodies. Early warning system. When there is indicators like small turbidity problem in the water, we need to monitor the water in the earlier stage to avoid further development and growth of harmful algal bodies. Closures and regulations. When there are industries or the agricultural field, we have to make sure that there are there are adequate methods followed before releasing the wastage into the water, so that these closure regulations and continuous monitoring can help to prevent the growth of algal blooms. Research and education. Since the algae develop various methods like resting period and all, we need further research and education regarding this and develop various methods so that we can mitigate the growth of algal blooms in the very earliest stage. To conclusion, preventing and managing the algal blooms involves reducing the nutrient inputs and various management like wastewater, and in our surroundings also we have to mitigate this problem by not letting the stagnant water to stay still and monitoring the surrounding water bodies and informing the organization regarding the problems. We can mitigate the algal blooms problem. Thank you.